So, how does the traumas get into the existence? How do we create them and why? What is the purpose of it? Imagine myself to be in a game. Let's say I am on a first level, and there comes an experience which intensity is on a second level. What happens? My abilities, my stats are not high enough for me to be able fully experience, enjoy and proceed everything what is put on to me. Therefore, we do experience and process everything we are capable of in the very moment. And the rest is stored inside of us for later, for the time we build up ourselves on a level when we are able to experience the rest of it. The problem is that we usually forgot about these storage energies and experiences, emotions, and they became the seeds of the illnesses, waiting for us to pick them up and finish the job. Alright? They don't want to be forgotten. That's why they are remembering themselves by creating the pain. They're like, hey waiter, yo, I'm here, you know, don't forget about me. You promise to experience full way. If we don't care, if we act like, look at these shrooms, they are beautiful. One here, over there, and over there, and over there, and there, and there, all over. Alright. Where did I stop? Oh yeah. The seeds, the energies inside of us. Yes. Not only they are waiting here, you know, and keep remembering themselves. They are growing. They are growing on size and intensity until we finally decide to pay attention to it and re-feel, relive, re-experience everything we did not in the past. In the same time, let's make an example. Let's say there is a trauma in my shoulder. What does it do? It creates pain, and the pain makes the shoulder, the muscle tissues, all the muscles around get in a cramp. It gets tensed. This tension makes every movement inside of this shoulder more difficult. Let's say the blood is not flowing properly, not even the lymph, not even the energies, and that creates the opportunity for the trauma grow stronger and bigger. It does not only attract the energies, but it also keep the dead cells from removing, you know, because the blood is not properly flowing, everything is tensed. For body it's much more difficult to get rid of the dead cells, and they keep on storing. There is more and more of it during the time, which helps the trauma to get bigger and more intense. And every time, you know, it's trying to get our attention, it's much more easier for it because the pain is more powerful, and the limitation of movement and everything what we need to do creates like more stimulation, which get it more attention from us, which finally allows it to gain more energy, prepare more soil for sprout the roots and become it sickness. In the same time, it's not only a negative process, because all the dead cells create something like an armor, right? This armor is here because the location gets hurt, and it's a natural reaction to protect itself from another possible disaster. And so, we as a human, we have plenty and plenty of traumas inside of us, which collect and keep all the dead cells in our body, which create layers and layers of armor. This armor makes us less sensitive. Obvious logic. What does it really make? What does it really do? As we are less sensitive, we can allow ourselves to get hit by more intense experiences in our lives, which helps us to keep going without really feeling the pain. But the problem is that as we keep on adding the layer after layer of armor, we come into the place, or we come into the situation where we cannot feel anymore and we are losing our senses. We are starting to be more disconnected from this world, more apathic. Suddenly, everything is less intense. All the taste, all the feelings, all the smells, everything what is around us suddenly has no value because we are not able to see, to feel. It is there, but we don't know because we don't have the ability to see and feel what is there. And also, it is like a time bomb, because all this armor on one side prevents us from feeling the pain, actually prevents us from feeling anything, and also it's topsoil for any disease. And it's only about the time when we came across some what to say, some trigger what makes it start. And when we have so much armor on us, like the dead cells and bad energies, the soil for the sickness is prepared so greatly. Once it really activates itself, it has really nasty effects on the body. It can make, how to say in English, it can hurt the body very bad. So bad that we are not able to heal ourselves completely, and we will never be able to get on the same level of functioning this body again, or we die. When we choose to step into the process of healing ourselves, of facing the traumas, and go to feel again, getting more vulnerable, more sensitive, we start to enjoy the life more and more. With every single trauma we get rid of. And at the same time we are getting more sensitive and vulnerable again. So we have to be careful what we are dealing with, because if we take some very intensive experience and we take off our shields, our armor, there is a probability that we will create another trauma again, right? And this very process of peeling off the layers of armor, the very process of healing ourselves from the traumas and basically completely heal ourselves, it is not for everyone. Let's say for people who are very materialistic, for people who don't care about emotions, well, this is exactly what you don't want to do, you know? If you don't care about emotions, then you actually want to put on as many layers of armor as you actually can, because it helps you to feel nothing. But for those who are not satisfied with intensity of their lives, for those who want to experience more, man, this is the way. What you are waiting for. Go ahead.